Yo, what's good YouTube? I hope you're doing well. Today we're gonna look at the recording process and the preparation to make a good recording. On some of my previous tutorials, I talked about mixing vocals, putting some EQ, some compression, etc. But a very important stage is to record clean vocals. So how you're gonna set up your microphone, the heights, and so on. Today we're gonna look at that, and at the end of the video, hopefully you're gonna have all the tools to record some clean vocals that are going to be ready to be mixed. Let's not wait any longer, let's get straight to the tutorial. This is the first step, and you want to set up your microphone correctly, so at the right height first of all. And on the microphone, the middle point is the membrane, and I'm gonna show you. Here we can clearly see the membrane here, it's the middle point, and it's where your sound is going to be recorded. Here, as we can see, I need to put the microphone a bit higher. Here, as we can see, my mouth is at the same height as the membrane of the microphone. There are a few tricks that sound engineers use that you can try, and you want to try it at home to see what sounds better for your voice. Basically, if you have some harshness at the recording stage, especially with the P, the T's and the S, you might want to position your mic a bit differently. So this way your voice is not going to point directly at the membrane. So for example, you can put your microphone a bit on the side, or you can face it a bit like that towards the floor. So this is something you can try and see whatever sounds best to your vocals or to the vocals you want to record. Now a good starting point for the distance is about 20-25 centimeters away from the mic. Again, this is a starting point and you can experiment a bit. If you go closer to the microphone, you're gonna have some proximity effects, and basically it means you're gonna have more low frequencies at the recording stage. So this could be something useful if you want to record some soft vocals, something quite sweet and nice. This can be very powerful. Let's move on to the pop shield, and this is something you need to buy if you don't have one. The pop shield is going to help taming your vocals, so with the harsh consonants like the T, the P and the S for example. And this is going to even out your vocals, so you're not gonna have too much difference with the consonants. It makes a big difference. And the last thing you can buy is a kind of screen protection or screen shield, I think it's called. And basically it's going to tame the resonance of your room. So this is a studio, it's isolated and you don't have too much issues with the resonance. But if you record in your own room, for example, you're gonna have some trouble, some problems with the resonance. So this is going to stop the reflection of your room, and this is going to clean up your recording a lot more. So this is something you might want to buy. That's it for the microphone setup. Now we can go back to the other part of the studio and look at the recording techniques. We're ready to record now, and what's really important is to set the gain correctly. It depends on the sound engineer, but a good starting point is to hit between -12 or -9 dB at the recording stage. And if you hit 0 or you go above 0 dB, then you're gonna have some digital distortion. And it's really not a nice distortion to hear, it's terrible. And it's really not a nice distortion to hear, it's terrible. And it's going to completely ruin your signal. So be careful with the gain. Another thing to consider is to set the gain at the loudest part of the track. Because if you have a very quiet intro and then it goes very loud on the verse, then if you set the gain at the intro, your gain is going to be way too loud at the verse. So it's something you might want to consider. And if you record some backing vocals, for example, you want to scream on the microphone and it's always too loud, you're always clipping, then you can use the pad button. It depends on your interface, but pretty much every interfaces have one. And with the pad, it's going to attenuate your signal. So this way you're not gonna clip. You're ready to record clean vocals and to make some big bangers. Remember that it's very important to record clean vocals because it's going to be hard to fix it at the mixing stage. So basically recording and mixing goes hand in hand. Both are very important. Stay tuned because next week I'm gonna talk about the different type of vocals that you can record to make a song. So subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.